Hello and welcome to Pressing Rewind. My name is Tim Nydell. For this episode, I'm taking you all the way back to the year 1987, which, when I think about it, I think 87 might be my favorite year of all time. I mean, 85 was great. 85 gave us Back to the Future, the greatest movie of all time. But 87, I'm thinking might be my favorite because A, DuckTales was released, and if you know me, you know DuckTales is my favorite cartoon of all time. Well, it's actually tied with Thundercats, the original one. It was also the first time I ever went to Disneyland. So look at this photograph of me and my mom and my brother at Disneyland in 1987. I mean, I might not look like I'm having a good time, but trust me, I'm having a great time. 87 was also the year, probably my favorite Christmas present of all time. And I'm talking about the classic Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. So in 1987, I was 7 years old, my brother was 9 years old, and I remember opening up the Nintendo. It was the set that came with the power pad and the light gun here, this gun right here, and even that sound just brings back a lot of memories. We spent many hours playing Duck Hunt as the kids. Man, I love that sound. Anyways, so like my previous episode where I talked about my Blu-ray collection, this one's going to be different as well from my future content. I'm going to be showing you my NES game collection because A, I want to show you what I was into as a kid, and B, future episodes are going to feature me going retro video game hunting for NES games. I mean, even Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube, Genesis, Dreamcast, that kind of stuff. The first one I have is The Adventure of Link in this great gold case here. I don't remember playing this one a ton when I was little. I played it a little bit, I guess, at a friend's house, but just not as good as the original one, though. Adventures in Magic Kingdom. The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. American Gladiators. Back to the Future, which, oh man, this game is bad. This is a bad game. But like I said, I love Back to the Future, and no. I can't say anything good about this game. This is not a good game. Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. I mean, maybe slightly better than the original one. Bad Street Brawler. Baseball Stars. Battletoads. This one here, I remember playing with my friend Jason when I lived in Reno. I think I was maybe in 5th grade, 6th grade. Batman, another great game. Bible Adventures. I mean, it's not a great game, but I have a lot of great memories of playing this game. So we had a Bible bookstore just like blocks from my house in Reno, and my brother and I used to walk there quite a bit, and you were able to rent video games, and this is one of the games that they had there, probably the only one they had there because it's Bible related. Bigfoot, Blaster Master. I got this one as recently when I went back to Florida, Bluntstown, where I used to live. My good buddy Eric and I went to a retro video game store, and I picked this one up there.
Pressing Rewind will be right back.
Calling all Pressing Rewind fans. Do you want to show your support and admiration of the show? Why not buy some merchandise from PressingRewind.com? Show your support by wearing one of their t-shirts featuring the Pressing Rewind logo. Or if you're feeling spunky, why not buy a t-shirt featuring their mascot, Jimmy Rewind? And if you're feeling extra spunky, you can even buy one with Jimmy driving a DeLorean. I sure hope he doesn't go 88 miles per hour. No matter what you decide on, you'll sleep well at night knowing that you're helping the further development of the show, all while looking stylish at the same time. Visit PressingRewind.com now.
And now, back to Pressing Rewind with Tim Nydell.
A Boy and His Blob. I want to love it. I really do. My good buddy Drew in Florida gave this game to me when I was like 13, 14. And I want to love it, but I play it and I just don't. I don't know if it's a good game or bad game. I don't know. I'm just not very good at it. So maybe one day I'll get better at it. And that's actually one thing I forgot to tell you. Soon I will be doing some live Twitch streaming of vintage video games. So make sure to go to our website, PressingRewind.com. You'll find the Twitch stream right there and follow right along. Oh man, this game. Okay. This game, easily one of my all-time favorite games. Bubble Bobble. Probably my second favorite NES game of all time. My brother and I loved it when we were growing up, and we were actually really good at it too. We beat it multiple times. I think you have to beat it with another person playing with you. You can get pretty far single player, but you really need a second person playing to beat this game. But the music is just iconic. The gameplay is just as iconic, and I love, 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 love this game. So now we're getting into my rare collection. Probably the rarest game that I own is Bubble Bobble Part 2, which I didn't even know existed until like maybe 2 years ago. Part 2 is super rare to find. I think it's because it was at the end of the lifespan of the NES, which was what, 93 maybe? I'm just guessing, but I think it was 93. So this is probably my rarest game that I own. I've played it a little bit. I'm definitely going to stream this one because I haven't played it that much, and it's not as good as the original, but I can see myself liking it, you know, close to the original, just that's not as much. Another super rare game that I have, Bucky O'Hare. I've played this one a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. Another one where it came out the end of the lifespan of the NES. Got Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. I remember playing this one quite a bit at my friend's house in Reno. Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. And if there's one game where it really makes me think about my dad, who passed away about 12 years ago, it would be this game here, Burger Time. He loved playing this one with us. He really did. He probably bought it for himself, honestly. I think I remember him telling us that he had an arcade version of this in his college when he went to the Culinary Institute of America in New York. And he played it all the time, which makes sense because you're a little chef running around making little hamburgers. And you got Captain Planet and the Planeteers, Captain Skyhawk, and one of my favorite things about this game, it has the Blockbuster sticker on the back, which means it was an ex-rental. Castlevania, I'm definitely going to be streaming this one. Got Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Didn't play this one a lot when I was little, maybe even not at all. Chess Master, my brother and I played this quite a bit when we were little. I don't know why. Another one of my favorites, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. I mean, Disney made some good stuff, some good old Nintendo games back then, based upon their Disney Afternoon cartoons. And this is probably my second favorite of the NES games they released back then. Cobra Triangle. I played this one quite a bit at my friend Christy and Mark's house. I think they're the ones that got me hooked on this game. Commando. Classic Concentration. Maybe I'll get somebody to play with me when I stream on Twitch, because this will be a good co-op game to play. Got Contra. Definitely a great game. Days of Thunder, Dig Dug Part 2, Donkey Kong Classics, Double Dragon 2. I would 100% be streaming this, get a buddy of mine to play with me online. I think Van, he lives here locally, he's really good at this, so probably play this on Twitch sometime soon. Dr. Mario. So I mentioned my second favorite Disney NES game. This here is my first favorite NES game that Disney released back then, and that would be DuckTales. Such an amazing game. The music, first of all, is amazing. The gameplay is amazing, and I just love this game. Of course, like I said in the beginning of the episode, I love DuckTales, but that's not the reason why I love the game. Maybe it's a little bit, but an amazing, amazing, amazing game. And we're going to continue on to more rare games that I have, because this one is another rare one, DuckTales Part 2. It's really as good as the first one. It really is. I played it quite a bit recently, and it's just as good as the first one. The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars. But this one I played a lot when I was little. Excitebike. It's got to be my top 5 favorite games of all time. It's got to be. When you're playing the game, there's a crowd in the background. I remember I was little, probably 7, 8 years old. I used to imagine that I was him, the guy on the bike, and I was going along, and I'd imagine somebody in the crowd was a girl that I had a crush on, and she was watching me ride the bike. Dumb, I know, but you know, I was 7, 8 years old. What do you expect? I love this game. I remember even going in the backyard on my bike and pretending to be him on my bike in the backyard. This one, the name, first of all, it's a dumb name. But it's a fun game though. What is it? Faxinado? I know I'm getting that wrong. I'm butchering it big time, but it's a fun game. The Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy. It's actually a really fun game. I'll definitely stream this one quite a bit. Not quite as rare as the other Flintstones game, which is one of the rarest games that you'll ever find, but still somewhat rare. NES Play Action Football. Probably my favorite sports game on the NES, because this is like the first sports game I think my brother and I owned when we were little. and a lot of great memories of this game as well. And one that's still in the original box, Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates. Amazing cartoon, by the way. One of the most underrated early 90s cartoon. I don't remember too much about the NES game. I played it some. And this one here, man, another one that I want to love. I mean, I kind of do love it, honestly. It's Friday the 13th. Like I said in my Blu-ray collection video, one of my all-time favorite franchises, Friday the 13th. Maybe is my favorite franchise movie, besides Back to the Future. This game, my brother and I rented it when we were little in Reno. I think I was in 3rd, 4th grade. And we got pretty far in it, but it's very hard. Very, very hard. Gauntlet 2, Ghosts and Goblins, classic game. Ghostbusters Part 2, not classic game. Golf, gotcha. Gremlins 2, I didn't play this one, I don't think, when I was little, but it's a lot of fun. It's harder than I would expect, but it's a lot of fun. Hogan's Alley, which is probably the second greatest Zapper game for the NES. Another one still in the box, Ice Hockey. We played this one a lot at my friend Christy and Mark's house, who were neighbor-ish to us. This one might be my favorite sports game. Maybe it's better than the football game I just talked about. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. We definitely played this when we were younger. I don't think we were very good at it. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, my favorite Indiana Jones movie. Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors Part 2. Jaws. The Jetsons Cogswell's Caper, another extremely rare game. I got this one recently and it's actually a lot of fun. Jurassic Park. Kid Icarus, Kings of the Beach. Knight Rider. Kung Fu Heroes. The Legend of Zelda. This is the game that started it all. Great game. Another one I played quite a bit at my friend's house in Reno. We owned it eventually when I was little, but we played it a lot at my friend's house. Legendary Wings. Little Nemo Dream Master. The Little Mermaid. I love the Little Mermaid movie. The game's alright, but the movie I just love. I had a huge crush on Ariel when I was a kid. Mock Rider. Mad Max, which I haven't played yet. Marble Madness, probably in my top 5 for NES games. It's a hard game. I can't get past like level 4 maybe, but a lot of good memories of this game. Mega Man 2, which is in my opinion the best of the Mega Man series. I don't have any others, but I will buy more, definitely, and you'll see those in upcoming videos, I'm sure. Metroid, classic game, love this game. Metal Gear, Mickey Mousecapade, another one that is bittersweet. I want to love it, but it's just not a good game. A lot of good memories of trying to play it though when I was little. What is it, Milon Secret Castle? I never played it. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, one I definitely played quite a bit. Monster Party, never played this one. I picked it up recently, but on Twitch I'm thinking about starting like a Freaky Friday stream every Friday where I play a horror-based video game. Maybe I'll start with Monster Party. Muppet Adventure, A Nightmare on Elm Street, another one that will be great for Freaky Friday on Twitch. Ninja Gaiden, Narc, Operation Wolf, Pac-Man, Paperboy, which is another one of my favorites. Paperboy 2 has a lot of glitches, so it's not as good as the original one. Pinball, this is another one that I remember playing with my dad. We rented this one. I remember my dad rented this because he loved pinball. But this one here, along with Burger Time, was something that my dad loved playing, which was the Popeye game. He was actually really good at it too. I remember watching him more than anybody else in the family play this game. So I'll throw it on. You know, I'm pretty good at it too. I'll throw it on. The music just brings back a lot of memories and the gameplay is pretty awesome too. Predator, Rad Racer, which has gotta be in my top 5, maybe top 7. Rad Racer 2, didn't play this one that much. I don't remember it being as good. Rampage, Rambo, RC Pro-Am, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves with my co-star Kevin Costner. Watch the previous Blu-ray video to understand why I say that all the time. My wife hates it. RoboCop, Russian Attack, Skate or Die, Sky Shark, Spy Hunter, Spy vs. Spy. I remember my dad bought this for us when we were little in Reno at a flea market. So he was an executive chef at a restaurant, and one of his chefs that worked for him owned like this video game flea market thing. Could have been fake, I don't know. Because they had a lot of NES games for like 20 bucks a piece, and back then that was a good price. And I remember my dad buying this for my brother and I for 20 bucks from the flea market. Super Power Glove, and this is the game that started it all. The very first game that I ever owned. It came with the NES that we got for Christmas. It has Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet. I remember opening it for Christmas and super excited to get it, but I had the flu that Christmas, and my parents would not let me even watch my brother play it because they were afraid that I was going to throw up or get sick or whatever. So I had to go into my bedroom that Christmas while my brother Mark played it for hours and hours after I was forced to go to bed. Like I said, still a great Christmas though. A lot of good memories. A lot of good memories of the NES. Super Mario Bros. 2, another one that I loved. And now, for the greatest game of all time, Super Mario Bros. 3. Not only my favorite NES game, but my favorite game, period. It's just perfect. It is the flawless game, in my opinion. I can play this one over and over again, even now. I'm okay at it. I'll stream it for sure on Twitch. I'm okay at it. I don't think I've ever beaten it by myself without my brother, but I love, love, love this game. Super Off-Road, another one that I love. Super Team Games, TNC Surf Designs. First of all, stupid name, but I love this game. It's hard. I've never gotten far at all, like ever in my life, but a lot of great memories. Tecmo Bowl, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Love this game. As you can see, I love the Turtles, and this game is great. Another hard one, but we got kind of far when I was little. I don't think I've ever beat it though. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2, the arcade game. I probably like this one better than the first one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 3, Manhattan Project. Didn't play this one a lot, if at all, when we were little. Tetris. Tetris 2, Thrilla Surfari. So this is a follow-up to TNC Surf Design, which I didn't know was even a thing until recently. Picked this one up, haven't played it maybe at all, I don't think. Tiny Toon Adventures, I loved the cartoon when I was a kid, but we played it a little bit. We played the game a little bit. Tom and Jerry, Top Gun, Toxic Crusaders, another one of my rare games that I have. It's like the Ninja Turtle arcade game, but it's harder. Werewolf, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now this one is still in the rental box, and what's cool is I picked this one off of eBay. At first, when I was looking for the game, I didn't even know what store it was, what rental store it was that this case came from. But this case is from Sparks, Nevada, and this store was literally maybe 3 minutes from my house growing up. And my brother and I used to ride our bikes to a rental store, like a small mom and pop's rental store. This very well could have been the rental store that my brother and I rode our bikes to rent video games. Wild Gunman, another great game for the Zapper, and also featured on Back to the Future Part 2. Wrath of the Black Manta. WrestleMania, my favorite of the wrestling games that came out. X-Men, Yonoid. And to conclude my NES collection, I have Yoshi's Cookie, which I don't think I've played before. But that's it. Make sure to tune in for future episodes. I will soon be taking you out to go retro video game hunting, where I go out into the wild and look for more games to add to my vintage video game collection.
I don't know that.
Okay, thank you, Alexa. But that's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I'm super excited about because we're going to be starting our regular content where I'm going to show you one of my exclusive interviews. But until then, my name is Tim Nydell, and I will see you in the next video.